It's been a hot minute since my last ranking video. In all honesty, it's time to return back to this ranking video series I got going on. And what better way to return to this series than doing the Road to Sonic Colors Ultimate. This is the second video for the Road to Sonic Colors Ultimate series, with the first being a reaction video to the animated Sonic Colors web cartoon named Sonic Colors Rise of the Wisps. Oh, what happened to Oh! It's a really fun video. Watch it if you want to see more of my reactions after this video. The long-awaited HD Master of Sonic Colors is less than 2 weeks away from release. Yes! This is hype, my Sonic fans, and I'm hyped right alongside you guys. Sonic Colors is perhaps one of my favorite Sonic games of all time. It's honestly in the top 5 if I'm being quite frank with you. For this video, I wanted to take a look at a game I didn't play a decade ago, and I'm just getting to it now, and that's Sonic Colors DS. Honestly, the version of Sonic Colors that no one talks about. So I'm here to rank its bosses, and honestly, this was a blast to do because I played this game on stream for you guys, and I'm happy that I got to experience this with you guys for the first time live in front of an audience. And yes, I struggled a lot in these bosses, but that's just because I had no idea what to do. Everything was literally blind. As per every ranking video here on this channel, my name is JuniorAlexanderLeiva, aka Mr. Awesome, and here's the boss rankings for Sonic Colors DS. Make sure to subscribe for future Sonic Colors videos, such as reaction videos, streams, and more. Before I start this list, keep in mind that this is exclusively for the Nintendo DS version of Sonic Colors and not the Wii version. For some reason, people might think, hey, where's the Wii version? No, this is just a DS version. I will cover the Sonic Colors Ultimate version of those bosses because I assume the Sonic Colors Wii and Sonic Colors Ultimate bosses will be the same ones once that game releases on September 3rd. Well, onwards, because I can't really do everything in one day. So if you haven't subscribed, please, I highly recommend doing so because there's a lot of Sonic content we got to unpack, and I want you guys to watch every single video of it. Kicking off the Sonic Colors DS portion of the boss rankings is Globotron, the first boss of the game. Well, technically this boss is only fightable in the DS version, so don't expect to find this in the Wii version of Sonic Colors. This boss has long lanky arms that slam right onto the arena with the obvious intention of taking out Sonic. If the boss misses, it's your chance to hit its arm and deal some damage. Honestly, you can just boost on it, which is the recommended way, or you can just do the homing attack. Honestly, this boss is the easiest one in the game. You don't have to have any experience, you just gotta know how to play Sonic to beat this. Essentially for this boss, you just gotta dodge an attack. And then after you do that a couple times, Globotron falls face flat, and this is your chance. This is where you hit that little Eggman head thing, and you take it out, and you get this little cool cutscene thingy thing. This boss isn't bad by any means, and if anything, I personally like it a lot. You know, obviously because it's easy, and I don't know, I have a thing for easy bosses, but there's obviously way better ones after this one, so this is why I unfortunately had to rank it the lowest. Sonic Colors DS bosses aren't bad by any means. Honestly, what I like about this game is that the bosses here have replayability, and for this boss, for example, it only gets easier because if you come back after getting the Burst Wisp later on in the game, you can take out this boss a lot more quicker, and that's really dope. It adds a lot of replayability to games. Hey man, if you got me hooked onto a game, for me to come back to previous bosses, that's really good. Freaking Orcan from Starlight Carnival is what I like to call a boost boss. And I'll tell you, this right off the rip was low-key a little difficult, but a smidge of difficulty increase. What? Fighting this airship boss is a lot easier with the Rocket Wisp because it gives the boss a lot of damage. Personally, I had a lot of trouble dodging, but I've seen others go through this boss in under a minute, and that's the whole beauty of this game, is that once you know the logistics of a boss and how to handle it, everything is just nice and easy. I'm ranking this boss as based off my experience with it. I played through these a couple times so I can see where someone can struggle versus where someone can excel at, and making the best of both worlds, this is where I rank friggin' Orcan. Honestly, if I have to say anything, the projectiles are a pain to dodge, especially if you aren't quick enough. It's super doable. It's a great boss, especially when you get the hang of it, and same can be said for the rest of this list. Captain Jelly is a boss from Sweet Mountain. For some reason, I've kind of always wanted to say Sweet Mountain, but it's not. It's just called Sweet Mountain. I don't know what's wrong with me. This is one of the early bosses in both the DS and Wii versions of Sonic Colors, and it's a little bit more difficult than the first Globotron boss. The attack pattern is pretty simple to follow. Captain Jelly throws one of its lackeys, and you have to boost into them so you can get access to the Burst Wisp, which immediately upon uses causes a lot of damage to the boss. The way I played this boss initially, I didn't really use a Burst Wisp too much, but without using it, it added a lot of challenge to the boss fight. As I mentioned before, I initially did all the bosses blind, so this is all new to me. So the footage you're seeing here is just me struggling. But it's good because I'm not just recycling footage over and over again. Great boss nonetheless, better than the previous one mentioned a lot. Admiral Jelly right off the rip is better than Captain Jelly in Sonic Colors DS. It's sort of the same fight as the last, but this time you're underwater. And while that could be annoying for a typical level, for this boss it oddly works. You have to be mindful of the time or else you'll drown. The stage itself gives you air bubbles, so you'll be fine. Just make sure to get them before that traumatizing music comes in. Admiral Jelly launches its lackey like a projectile and hits the side of the stage. Have you noticed that the little robots look like Sailor Men? Honestly, it looks very adorable. Aw, too bad they're gonna die anyway. Essentially, the stage is a seesaw, and you have to be on the opposing end of said seesaw, so when the Admiral launches his projectile seamen, you're safe on the other side of the stage. Once that happens, it's your chance to attack the boss by stomping on your side of the stage and landing that projectile right back onto the boss. Be careful though, because if you miss, that means you wasted an opportunity and you gotta do this whole song and dance of dodging and attacking and all this stuff that can get kind of annoying. When you do land a hit, it feels satisfying because then you can just homing attack the boss 2 times and then continue on. What's cool, besides the obvious music, is the whirlpool attack he does. It's easy to dodge, so don't worry about it. But again, be mindful because, you know, Sonic can drown. You're underwater just in case you forgot. And if you fall from side to side, there's usually like a little bubble thingy thing that can save you. Sometimes not there. It can do you dirt. Other than that, I really enjoy this boss and easily the best one out of the Jelly variants here in the DS version. Oh man, I'm sorry that this is ranked at number 4. Before you go rage in the comments, please hear me out. Wisp, in my opinion, isn't as great as the remaining bosses in Sonic Colors DS. Yes, I get it. It's a DS exclusive boss and it makes sense for the overall story that Sonic Colors was telling, and I'm honestly surprised this wasn't in the Wii version. But overall, some people may say this boss might be number 1 just because it is a supersonic fight, but no, it's definitely not. Supersonic fights are cool and everything, especially in this case because we didn't have one for Sonic Colors Wii. But in this case, I don't know. This boss, conceptually, I liked it. It was cool, it's original, even in its design, it makes sense in terms of the scale of a boss that it is. Sonic asked Yakker's permission to kick his mom's butt. That was kind of funny to read. This boss fight is long, honestly, and it's fair for it to be long because it's literally the final boss, but I don't know, I just feel like it's padded out too much. The slashes that the Mother Wisp throws are easy to read and easy to dodge, but remember, this is a supersonic fight, so if you get hit, the ring counter drops quickly, and once you drop to 0, that's it, you die. So it kind of makes this boss fight a lot more tense, which I like. I like the fact that it makes it tense, and you have to be out here dodging and being mindful of time. So collecting rings is a must. And honestly, if I have to praise this boss, which I have to because it's at number 4, this boss is dope because you have 2 perspectives while battling. There's this over-the-head perspective, you hit these asteroids to hit the Mother Wisp's hand, and then once you do that, it goes into the second perspective where you're right behind Sonic, which I don't like, and you have to boost your way onto the Mother's Eye. And if you do these right and don't get any hits from the boss, it's really fun to get through, but honestly, this is where it just disappoints me. I personally don't like the perspective we had going on here. I feel like the camera is just too close to Sonic behind, and I know maybe this is because of the DS and its screen size and resolution, but it's hard to get a grasp of when Mother Wisp uses her laser or when you gotta dodge some things. I don't know, I think they could have just brought the camera back a little bit. It's doable, don't get me wrong, and it's just something you have to get used to. I messed up a lot because of it. I was trying to see if I wasn't the only one, but I've seen a lot of videos where people messed up. And it's normal, you know, it is what it is. I feel like it hindered it, to be honest with you. And another thing I didn't like was a timing attack portion. There's just one at the end where you press Y, and if you don't get the position right and you hit Y on time, everything you just did is for nothing. You just start right back from the first attack phase, having to go through this over and over and over again. It's reasons such as this that the homing attack exists, so it can be easier to log on to targets, and not seeing implemented at the final boss, I guess it could make it more difficult, but it's just not reasonable. Like, if I'm a little bit off to the side and I hit Y and miss, don't penalize me so hard, that's messed up. This boss is a bunch of rinse and repeat, and honestly, I didn't like it, to be honest. This is only as high as it is for its concept of original story and the fact that it's a supersonic fight. Honestly, I could have ranked it lower, but I fought myself not to. I didn't expect this boss to be so high on the list, especially after Mother Wisp. But the Drillinator from Planet Wisp is the third best DS boss. And guess what? It's only in the DS version too. This boss tries to take out Sonic by drilling right into him. But you have to be smart about this and not be an idiot like I was. You have to boost your way onto this boss and take the Drill-Wisp away. You see, from the footage here, I didn't do none of that. I was just straight homing, attacking, and dodging attacks. And wow, brain power is a must here because I was just stuck in a loop, doing the same old thing over and over and hoping for the best and dying. But then it hit me that the boss was just healing itself, and wow, that's ridiculous. But then it hit me. I have to drill underneath because there's some balls, for lack of a better term, that I have to drill into underwater. For some reason, I didn't think about doing that, so that's my bad. But this boss is as high as it is for its challenge. Seriously, I would have grown old playing this boss had I not known to use a Drill-Wisp. If you ever play Sonic Colors DS, remember, boosting and using the Wisps is your essential tools. Please use them. Don't be an idiot like I was. This boss was great though. Honestly, once you get the hang of it, bada bing, bada boom, that's it, you're done. Under 5 minutes, I bet. Wow, this boss fight was actually really good. Surprised it's not number 1 though. The Nega-Wisp armor from the DS version of Sonic Colors is basically an Eggman fight. And comparing this boss fight to the Nega Mother Wisp, this one is a lot more tense. Honestly, you start off by running down the stage, and that within itself is kind of hard. It's doable, but it's kind of hard. Once you get past that, here comes the fun part. This boss uses all 5 of this game's wisps to attack you, and it's your job to save them. There's so much variety to this boss that learning its attack patterns is very crucial. For starters, there's a burst wisp. Eggman uses the burst wisp to burst through the stage, and it's very easy to get caught, believe me, and get hurt. But you know, once you do that, you boost into Eggman and you take away his burst wisp. Then there's the rocket wisp, which has you dodging rockets. The drill wisp, which has Sonic be quick on his feet and dodging the drills. And then there's a laser, which is kind of sporadic with dodging, but you know, doable. And the void wisp, which has you running against a literal black hole. This is kind of dope. The black hole kept getting me, but it really was really tense, and I really did enjoy that. I love final boss fights just like this one because it puts everything to the test. Everything you've learned and learned how to use is used against you. The whole objective here is to save each wisp, so after each attack, you have to boost onto Eggman's wisp armor to take the wisp. And at the end, it grants you this final epic boost attack with all the wisps, and once you mash the button a couple times, you beat the game. Well, if you didn't collect the emeralds. But a great boss overall. I love it. I would have never imagined this boss would be ranked number 1 for the DS version of Sonic Colors. This boss, with all due honesty, is very hype. Wow, my dodging skills were put to the test, and I was still garbage. I was still garbaggio. I can't really emphasize enough, really, the essential of dodging, because this boss makes you go through some BS. Wow, I died many, many, many times. Boosting, if I have not made it clear enough, is vital for this game, and this boss just proves it. The Void Wisp as well, which is the wisp you use, is also very useful for dealing damage. Hell, you can eat the boss if you use the Void Wisp towards the end of the fight, which is dope. You just gotta watch out for these lasers and, you know, make sure to collect rings every now and then. I had a lot of struggle with the rock hammer thingy thing, but I learned a trick on how to avoid it towards later playthroughs. Honestly, I love these 2.5D boost bosses because it adds a lot of energy to these fights and a lot of tension. This boss fight earns my Mr. Awesome approval, being the best boss in Sonic Colors DS. And that's it! Thanks for watching this Sonic Colors DS ranking, which is, again, for the road to Sonic Colors Ultimate. What's your favorite boss from Sonic Colors DS? Let me know! If you haven't played Sonic Colors DS, then I highly suggest you do it. As for always, shoutouts to my Mr. Awesome members for financially supporting the channel monthly. You guys put that pizza on my pepperoni. Also, look at those rather good looking individuals on screen rocking the Mr. Awesome merch. You guys are amazing. Thank you. As always, stay safe out there, guys, and stay golden.